He wasn't always called Ghost. Once his name was Timmy, a name as ordinary as any other. But then the accident happened. It stole his family, his laughter, and left him with a name whispered in hushed tones: Ghost. Timmy lived in a small, quiet town where shadows seemed longer and secrets whispered on the wind. His home was a Victorian mansion at the edge of town, a place of creaking floorboards and flickering gas lights. He was a happy child until that night. The fire was swift and merciless. Timmy, trapped in his room, watched helplessly as flames consumed everything he held dear. The fire took his family, their warmth replaced by an icy void in his heart. When they pulled him from the inferno, his skin pale, his eyes wide with terror, the townsfolk whispered, "He looks like a ghost." The name stuck. Timmy, now Ghost, became a recluse in his own home. The transformation from a lively boy to a shadow of his former self was heartbreaking. The once grand mansion was his prison, every corner haunted by memories, every shadow whispering his name. The walls seemed to close in on him, suffocating him with the weight of the past. He saw their faces in the dancing flames of the fireplace, heard their laughter echo in the empty hallways. The silence was deafening, broken only by the ghostly echoes of a time long gone. He wasn't alone in the house. The fire had left its own scars, twisting the mansion into a macabre reflection of his own pain. The charred remains of furniture stood as silent witnesses to the tragedy that had unfolded. Shadows danced in the flickering candlelight, taking on monstrous forms. They seemed to mock him, reminding him of the horrors he could never escape. Floorboards groaned under unseen feet, and whispers seemed to seep from the very walls. The house was alive with the memories of the past, each creak and whisper a reminder of his loss. Sleep offered no escape. Nightmares plagued him, vivid and relentless. Each night he was forced to relive the horrors, his mind a battlefield of fear and sorrow. He'd wake up in a cold sweat, the echoes of his parents' screams ringing in his ears. The terror was as real as the day it happened, his heart pounding in his chest. He was drowning in sorrow, his past a relentless tide pulling him under. The weight of his grief was unbearable, each day a struggle to survive. He was a prisoner of his own fear, trapped in the wreckage of his past. The darkness was all-consuming, a constant reminder of the life he had lost and the ghosts that haunted him. One day, an old, dusty book found its way into Ghost's hands. It was a relic from a time long past, its pages yellowed and fragile. It was his grandmother's diary, filled with stories of courage and resilience. Each page was a testament to her strength, chronicling her battles and triumphs. As he read her words, a flicker of defiance ignited within him. Her tales of bravery resonated deeply, stirring something dormant inside him. He realized he had a choice, to let his past define him or to rise above it. The crossroads he faced was daunting, but the path to courage was now illuminated by his grandmother's legacy. He began to explore the mansion, room by room, facing his fears head-on. Each room held memories, some painful, some bittersweet, but all part of his journey. Each creaking step, each rustle in the darkness tested his resolve. The mansion seemed alive, whispering secrets and challenging his courage. He visited his parents' room, untouched since the fire, and felt a wave of grief wash over him. The charred remains were a stark reminder of his loss. But this time, he didn't run. He stood firm, allowing himself to feel the pain, to confront the shadows of his past. He started cleaning the house, each swept corner, each dusted frame, a symbolic act of purging the past. With every stroke, he felt a sense of liberation. Slowly, the mansion began to shed its grim facade. The darkness that once enveloped it was being replaced by light and hope. Sunlight streamed through the windows he cleaned, chasing away the shadows that had haunted him for so long. The warmth of the sun brought a new sense of clarity and peace. He was taking back his life, one memory, one room at a time. Each step forward was a step towards healing, towards reclaiming his future. As Ghost chipped away at the darkness, he felt the weight of the world pressing down on him, but he refused to be crushed. He discovered a strength he never knew he possessed, a resilience that had been hidden deep within. He found solace in the quiet moments, in the stillness that allowed him to hear his own thoughts and dreams. In the rustling leaves of the old oak tree outside his window, he found a connection to something greater, something timeless. In the chirping of birds that had returned to his garden, he found a melody that soothed his soul and gave him hope. He started venturing out into the town, exploring the streets that once felt foreign and intimidating. His heart was heavy with the memories of his past, but his head was held high with the promise of his future. He saw the pity in the eyes of the townsfolk, their glances filled with sympathy and unspoken questions. He heard the whispers that followed him like shadows, murmurs that spoke of his struggles and his strength. But he also saw kindness in the smiles of children, their innocence a reminder of the goodness in the world. He felt the warmth of the sun on his face, a gentle reminder that each day was a new beginning. He started helping out at the local library, a place where stories and knowledge were treasures waiting to be discovered. His fingers traced the spines of books, each one a portal to a world beyond his pain, a world of endless possibilities. He found solace in stories of bravery, of overcoming insurmountable odds, tales that mirrored his own journey. He was inspired by the heroes in the books, their courage igniting a spark within him. He realized he wasn't alone in his struggles, he was a survivor, and there were others like him, each fighting their own battles. His spirit was forged in the fires of his past, and he emerged stronger, ready to face whatever came next with unwavering resolve.